Hi. So, welcome to Gathered on Devotion. I am your host, Claudia, and if you hadn't guessed from the title, this podcast is going to be based around faith. Obviously, we'll talk about everything because I don't want to just narrow it down to one thing just for the whole duration of an episode. So, I'll just tell you a bit about myself. 25 years old. I have tried when I was a kid to do YouTube, too scared of what other people thought of me. Tried to do, I've just tried to make it. Do you know what I mean? In that sense. And now this is just more of a hobby. And obviously, I am in the journey with Christ now, fully, as much as I can be. So I do love a good cup of tea in a beautiful mug. So today, if you are watching on YouTube, we have a new one. I thought I'll treat myself today. And it's called The Farmhouse. So it's lovely. Honestly, I can't. It's so adorable. It's got cottage, it's got a tractor, it's got animals on, it's beautiful. So if you are listening on Spotify, then just nip over to YouTube and just have a look because it's adorable. I just had to sit there. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this podcast is going to be obviously kind of an introduction. It's going to be, I don't even know. I'm just going to let God take the reins and see where it ends up. I do have my Bible. I have 7 Bibles, I think, in total. This one I am using at the moment because I have a new friend at church. Well, I'm the new one, but there's this girl at church and she is using the NLT version. I didn't have one. I had pretty much, well, I had the NIV, the ESB, the CSB. I had is it the NKJV study Bible. That's huge. It's so heavy. So I wanted one that was kind of thin, that was cute but not over the top cute. I don't know. And this one has large print, so yeah. I wanted just a version that she was using because when she helps me or whenever we end up doing a Bible study, then I know what she's talking about because I'm still very new to this. I've wanted to go down the whole road of, let me start from scratch. So pretty much I have had ups and downs in life, just like pretty much everyone else. I have tried so hard to search for happiness elsewhere other than within myself. And that, like, I have never, ever, ever been happy with the way I look, dress, act, nothing, everything there was an issue with, even if I thought, oh, I look cute straight away. No, you don't. So I have literally gone on this journey of self-growth, self-love, mental health difficulties. And I just feel like I can be a friend to those that need it. I can be there for those that want it. And even if you're watching from across the world, I'm from the UK, you know, if I can relate to you, because obviously everyone knows that this is a new podcast. I am completely new to doing YouTube, apart from knowing how to upload a video when I was 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm completely, new. And I just wanted to do this podcast because it's slightly different. Obviously, yes, there will be YouTube involved, but there's also Spotify, and I feel like I'm so much more confident doing that, knowing there's other platforms that this will go on and hopefully reach people. Sorry, there's a fly. Bet it wants my cup of tea. No can do. Anyway, sorry. You will get to know me, and you will get to know that I will go off on a completely different subject than I want to. So let's tie it back down. So we're going to go through some bits. Now, with this being the first podcast, like the first episode, I do want to give a little backstory. not my testimony, but a little backstory. So, like I said, I've tried pretty much every avenue there is to find happiness. Friends didn't really want to stay, unsure why. Boyfriends, family, I looked everywhere except from within. Now, I have been bullied, I have dealt with a lot of difficulties. Not saying no one else has, because I know bullying when you're a kid, you do get those people that just want to make themselves feel better, and that's okay. Like, if you were one of them people and you've grown up, fabulous, you know. But for me, it knocks your self-esteem. It knocked me to a point where I didn't really talk, and that was difficult, because when people got to know me, as in like the friends that I had in school, the friends that I made after school, you know, they were like, you know, you're actually really funny. You actually don't really care. And all I needed was the comfort around me. And obviously, being bullied, that's not comfortable for people. You know, being picked on, even like a bit of physical, you know, for no reason. And it's like, my mum, and as family members do say, oh, they're just jealous, you're so pretty. Yeah, not being funny. When I was like little, I could say I was really cute, so I didn't get why I was bullied then. But you go through changes, you go through puberty, you go through weight changes, and now I am like at a stage where I actually think I do look pretty in some instances. Some, like when I wake up in the morning, no way. Don't even talk to me, don't even look at me like I'm hiding under the covers sort of thing. But yeah, so I've been through different mental health issues, stages, and I can actually genuinely say, apart from certain blips, let's say, from the world, I'm actually really happy. This week, I could say that I don't have depression anymore. Anxiety is minimal. You know, I was able to go to the opticians today on my own, which is like a proud moment, guys, a really proud moment. If you are family watching, then you will know I've done it. Yay! Yeah, so there's so many different things I've gone through, and I just want to be able to give people a safe space, you know, to comment on this video, because that's the only way we're going to be able to have a conversation. I do have an Instagram. Obviously, it'll be the same title as this podcast on Spotify and YouTube, Gathered on Devotion. Please reach out to me, because with me not being like a million followers and literally just someone you can class as a neighbour down the road, sorry, that's another fly, then I will be able to message you back. I will be able to be a friend regardless whether you're in the UK or across the world. I will be there for you no matter what. So just wanted to get that out there. That's a bit of a backstory. Now, how did I come to Christ without making this my testimony? So, as I was saying, searching absolutely everywhere, but not in myself. And the past few years, so the past 3 years, well, 2, let's say, I have kind of gone through stages of you know, when you're going through a difficult time and you're in one of those moments where you're crying and you just need an out. You need, like, I need to get out of this. And I found myself like saying like, please God, please, 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 so bad. And only like recently, well, I've done that my whole life. It's always been like, please, like, why me, God, why me? So for me to have never kind of delved in or thought, why do I try and have a relationship with Christ? Why do I why don't I follow him? If I am sometimes praying, if I am sometimes, you know, begging for things to stop and end, I obviously believe in some way for me to actually talk to him in times of need and beg him to help me. That's what made me think. And I went through difficult patches recently, as in 2 years ago. So I was watching this YouTuber, Alana. I'll tag her if I can, if I remember to, because I can't say her last name, but it's a beautiful, like, spelt out name. She went to Christ. She had a situation and she explained her testimony, and I literally thought, if she is doing it, I'm doing it. I have been ready, but I have not been comfortable to be ready because a lot of people around me aren't really into that. So yeah, Alana basically gave me the push through God's word, through God helping her, because she had a lot of, like, issues. She wasn't going through similar stuff, because I can never say that about anyone. Everyone is going through it differently. But she had depression, anxiety, and to see how her life was changing, it seemed, obviously through YouTube, so fast. You know, I was thinking, like, I am literally still feeling like I need a way out. So I thought, you know what, I'm doing it. Alana's doing it, I'm doing it. And started reaching out to people, went to a missionary church, a Mormon church, sorry, twice. And then I realised it's slightly different to what I thought it was. Absolutely lovely people there, obviously, wherever you go. If it's church related or faith related, then you are going to be around everyone that does not judge, that does not lie. Everyone is genuine. Everyone is so kind because of the Lord. So I thought, oh, this is slightly different to what I was looking for. So I left it a bit, and then my mum's friend Lisa, she's adorable. Well, not adorable, she's like older than me. She's so, so sweet, and she's gone through, like, situations. She found Christ, and her life is just completely, like, turned around. And all these people that I'm, like, speaking to or that I'm watching online that are randomly just going to God, just having a relationship with God and, like, feeling the Holy Spirit, and they are just different from who I watched before, and they were the same people. So I'm thinking, if they can completely be different, if they can live their day without having self-doubt, without sabotaging themselves, without saying nasty things to themselves, like getting rid of depression, anxiety, that's what I want. That is all I've ever wanted. And yeah, here I am. So I have been on this journey for about a year. Recently, literally about 3 weeks, found a church, found what I want to be my home. The church is exactly what I want. I have been able to sing loud. Obviously, everyone else is singing, but I am growing with my voice. I am growing with confidence. The friends that I have made, I just can't thank them enough. The church is absolutely ridiculous. It is beautiful. When you walk in, it's dark and it's got a lit up cross on the stage, and I feel like, for me, it is great because it feels like you're just so closed in, you're home for me. And it's beautiful. It just feels safe, you know? So that's where we are today. So I've been 3 times to church. It's the Presence Church. If you don't know, they are planning on branching out to somewhere else. I don't think they're moving. I think they want another building to maybe expand, but don't quote me on that because I'm not too sure. Because I've only been 3 times, so I only overheard it and I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, I got invited to advanced group. Now, some of them didn't know whether for me to start with, is it New Steps? it's for new believers, or advanced group, which is for people that have been on the journey a lot. But I think one of the leaders said advanced group, which was kind of like, oh, okay, like you think I've got it. No, but like the first time I went to church, I stood up, went to the front. Another thing crazy, I never ever do that. Didn't even speak in high school. I was silenced that much. So yeah, I got up, went to the front, gave my life over to Christ, and I had quite a few people say, like, you've got a voice. I feel like you could either like be on the worship team, or like you like I think someone said podcast, but I'm not too sure. And I was thinking, like, I am literally planning on doing a podcast. I just don't know when I can find the time. And like now, I've like sat down and actually started it. So I'm hoping everything's well, and I'm hoping it's still recording because I don't know. So yeah, I went to advanced group yesterday for the first time, and we spoke about a lot of things that I heard that day, which was also another tick in my mind. And it was like, how is that possible? So if you're watching this, then you'll probably be watching Christ with Coffee and Ice with Ali Yost. Ali Host. Ali Yost, yeah. With Ali, anyway. And I was listening to the podcast episode, which mentioned about being bold. Like, and she was saying how, don't quote me, but she was saying about, God's given me this platform, and I feel like, whoever's watching this, there's a lot of people out there that know what their calling is, but they just need a push. And exactly, like, as soon as we got to advanced group, that is what was spoken about. And I was thinking, I was sat there so quiet because I wasn't comfortable. Everyone's so sweet and they made me feel at home, but within myself, I just felt on edge to talk. But I made notes because I was like, I am no way letting this go. I've got to tell them afterwards. And I said, when we were speaking about being bold and everything, I actually listened to someone on a podcast say that half an hour to 20 minutes before we even started. And that's crazy. It's happened to me so many times. And I feel like there's so many people that have this power, and that is the Holy Spirit, and that is what I am on the journey to hopefully receiving. This podcast is a way for me to speak my mind gently, to share the gospel, to share my testimony when I'm ready, maybe the next episode. But there's so many of these things that I want to be able to talk about to people. And I feel like I don't just want to talk about it locally. I want to get out there. I want to get to the world. I want to talk to everyone about it. I'm so excited. And I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. I feel like if it's not singing in the bathroom, I'm trying to get out there and sing, not in the bathroom. And I feel like the voice is okay. You know what I mean? So we just gotta wait and the time will come. So, another thing we spoke about, which is what I clicked with a lot, and which is what I mentioned earlier in this podcast, is a lot of people are searching elsewhere and they are not finding it. This world is crumbling. It is not the world that it was in the 80s, in the 70s. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we don't want to go back to a time where women couldn't do certain things, or like it was so like frowned upon by worldly people to do something. The only person that we should be thinking, can we do that? Is that going to make me a better person? Is God. God is the one we need to go to. No one else. If you feel the need to do something and you've asked God and God's given you a sign, or He's spoken to you, or you've had a feeling that you genuinely think is from God, go for it. Within reason, obviously. Don't like go for it because I've said. Okay, so we had a little bit of a blip. So it's a little bit later on. For some reason, my camera stops at 20 minutes. Don't know how to stop that. Like, don't know how to change it. But anyway, I realised that we were on about how. Well, no, I think we got to the end of that. What an ending. What a shame. Okay. So I kind of wanted to end it here. I didn't want it to be too long for the first one. And like I said, I did need to double check the camera and whatnot. But yeah, I think I got through pretty much everything on the list for today. I kind of just wanted a little bit of an intro, and just if you guys get to know me kind of, and for me to, is it called preach? For me to talk to you, and hopefully you will watch this all the way through, and hopefully you'll follow and get ready for the next one. I am super excited to get this out there. I'm hoping everything's gone well, because I did have a look at what I've done so far, seeing as the camera ended at 20 minutes and we went on for about half an hour. So I'm going to end it here. The next one will be more structured. We'll kind of have a bit of a timeline, but keep it informal, keep it like a conversation, like girls with girls, and just a general chit chat. I do say girls with girls because I have found the analytics to be higher. But if you aren't a girl and you're watching, fabulous. I am hoping to get to every gender, every type of person there is, and just genuinely, become a community. All of us together, following the Lord, being happy within ourselves. But yeah, so I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'm excited for the next one. Thank you for watching and listening to those just on Spotify. Have a blessed week, and hopefully we'll be on for next Thursday. Good night and God bless. It is night time, by the way. Well, evening.